Hello and welcome back to the GorillaBiker. About a month ago we went to Chattanooga to meet Hatter JBK, Shanna and Richard while towing along Rafe and Volts with us from North Carolina. Day 1, I didn't record as it was just me, Volts and Toaster making progress to stop 1, which was a really nice campground. I'll get to that in a second. First, I need to mention this really nice animal sanctuary place that also had delicious ice cream, Hart's General Store and Creamery. A worthy roadside stop, because I got to pet a goat on the head, which made me happy.
Turkeys are very in demand here in November.
Yeah. The campground is called Wonderland Resort, and it's just outside of Old Fort in North Carolina, near Black Mountain, which is my favourite place in all of North Carolina. The campground was really nice, had a sauna which we used, and a really nice outdoor seating area. They had, like coffee you could make there and water and a kettle, which was cool. It cost $40 for a spot for up to 4 people, which worked out well for us, 4 humans, but is on the pricier side if you were just looking for a decent place to set up a tent for the night. Showers, toilets, and everything else were extremely clean and nice, though, which is worth mentioning. For the price, you do have several nice amenities. We did also have a really nice dinner at the local brewery in Old Fort. Hillman's is what it's called, and, they had very good food. And a really nice ginger beer thing. But yeah, well worth a visit also.
No one else will let me do that. Only Rafe is always good.
Day 2 started with us packing up and heading out. So just so people can laugh at me, this is the this is the setup. The twin rocket setup, we'll call it. It has worked so far and left me space in my boxes. So, yeah, it's working. What do you think of it, Rafe?
Looks like a raft, a castaway. Would be able to float.
Yeah, but the V-Strom doesn't even care. It does look a bit ridiculous, but it works. So if it works, is it stupid?
It's not stupid, no.
There you go. There, now we have it. To Black Mountain to start. I literally try to pass through there as much as humanly possible, and if life ever worked out somewhat well, I'd hope to live there one day. Anywho, we set out to Black Mountain to have breakfast at Bush Farmhouse. We've eaten there before and it was really good. Decent coffee too for a restaurant. Just as we were arriving into Black Mountain, Volt had a minor drop. He let me leave this in the video and I salute him for it.
Oh no, we have a stop sign yet. We do. There's a piece of cable across the road. You ready? Oh shit! Pull in down the road. I'll get him. Oh no! You good? No, we should be fine. Are you okay? Okay, good. Do you want me to lift it from that side and you balance it for me? Okay, I'll give you a hand. Ready? Three, 2, 1, go. Alright. You might need to cycle your ignition a few times, okay? If it tripped the tip over sensor. Are you okay? Yeah. We'll get you another air thing. Alright. Do you want me to push it out of the way? Yeah, there's no damage. Whoa. Oh shit. What is going on there? Oh, it's the kickstand. The kickstand pushes it up. Hey, look, once you're okay, that's what matters. And as far as I can tell, there's like 0 damage on the bike. Alright. Oh, that's nothing. That's fine.
Everyone, if they ride much, you're almost certainly going to drop your bike. In any way, setting a great example to show others this, it happens, it's really not a big deal once you're okay. It happens to almost everyone. Some people many times, and some people maybe never. But it does happen. His bike came out with only a minor flesh wound too. Breakfast followed and was unsurprisingly delicious. I do want to say here as well, Volts did have I believe it's a Dainese vest, like air vest, that did trigger, which is good. However, he has since shared with me the cost for the kind of like gas cylinder refill, which is not good. It's absolutely insane. So Dainese, for your Gen 1 vest, you kind of suck. Calling them out there, because safety gear like that shouldn't be cost prohibitive, right? It shouldn't just be for wealthier people. There should be a cheaper option for making them safe again and having them so that they can reinflate and, you know, maybe save someone an injury in a second time or third time or fourth time. Anywho, following on from this, we did use highways and interstates, so we didn't arrive too late to Chattanooga. We had to dodge rain a few times. By dodge, I mean generally put on rain gear and ride through it, or occasionally hide under a bridge / overpass from it. Not a big deal though. You kind of get used to this when you travel on bikes a lot. The highlights of this bit was definitely the Nantahala National Forest, where we did have to get our rain gear on, and also riding along the water at or near Ocoee. I'm not sure is it right there at it, but yeah. It's a fun word to say though. Try it out, say it out loud a few times, make it sing song. I had a lot of fun saying it, out loud multiple times in different ways. For some reason, everyone else's cardos randomly turned off at this point. We'll never know why. A mystery. Anyhoozles, we kept on doing spins past some properly beautiful scenery and ended up at the house we had rented, where we met Hatter and Shanna. Richard joined us the following day. We had some food, possibly maybe had too much whiskey with the owner of the house, who turned out to be an absolute gent with the finest taste in motorcycles and four-wheel vehicles. All in all, a very nice second day. Day 3, we mostly relaxed, did a bit of riding, and went to a properly beautiful state park called Cloudland Canyon. Easy to ride to the viewpoint at the top, and then a not so amazing hike in bike gear with the heat and humidity to the waterfall in full length, pants and my motorcycle boots. And I mean this purely from a heat perspective. I'm a warm person anyway, and generally when hiking wear shorts and something, light stuff. But yeah, other than the heat, the Indy Ridge boots I've been wearing for forever were absolutely fine to walk in, even over the pretty rocky and uneven terrain. It's not the first time I've tested them in this way, but always kind of surprised that they're as comfortable as they are and don't leave my feet sore. Anyway, yes, the waterfall. It was stunning and, was worth the hike. After Cloudland, we headed back to the house to relax. Got a tasty dinner at a Mexican restaurant along the way, while hopping between Georgia, Alabama, and Tennessee. Pretty cool, honestly, to be kind of hopping between all these states that I had been to before, but Toaster had not. So, yeah. Well worth the trip to Cloudland just to see the top view. If you are someone who could not manage the stairs, etc., to the waterfall below, just driving in and getting to that top viewpoint is absolutely 100% worth it. Day 4, I mostly cover in another video, the Ruby Falls video, so please go give that a look if you're interested. A brief summary though is we headed to Ruby Falls, walked the cave system, and saw a properly cool underground waterfall. Once we'd seen that, myself, Toaster and Volts went to look at some dealerships, went to a Harley dealership and a couple of others. Again, mentioned that in the other video, as I do love visiting dealerships, and thankfully Volts and Toaster were pretty easy to convince to come along and look at them. I would genuinely just do like a dealership tour at some point just so I can look at lots of bikes. I don't need to buy any of them. I just like looking at them, I can't afford new ones anyway, but I just like looking at them. I'm weird. Give that a look if you have the time, as I think the video turned out pretty well. And yeah, day 4 was capped off with a delicious meal at the Top of the Rock restaurant. I forget to take photos of food, as I like eating it too much. So, yeah, sorry. I also apparently eat like an animal that has been starved for weeks, so when I do remember I should be taking photos or whatever, it's far too late. There's nothing left. Anyway, sadly, Volts did also have to leave us here for valid reasons and head towards home. Always a pleasure to see this man. I highly recommend him as a friend. Day 5 was another great day. We went to the steepest rail car in the world, in the literal world, and we rode on it. The view from the car itself honestly wasn't amazing, as it runs down kind of through trees and, you know, past people's houses and stuff. But the feeling of the steepest point when you drop off that is in your stomach is cool. So worth doing once either way. The view from the platform at the top of the railcar station is absolutely worth seeing. So even if you were to just stop into the station itself, don't want to pay for the railcar, you know, maybe grab a drink there or something and have a look out over that viewpoint. We then just went up the road to Point Lookout, which again is a wee bit breathtaking. Chattanooga has all these kind of plateau mountains, really phenomenal views. So you can walk around the whole of Point Lookout and just kind of look at all these different views. I did get great enjoyment out of looking down the barrel of the cannons and took photos. And just looking with my eye holes in general was also fantastic. Once we'd looked at everything we wanted to see, Rafe Toaster and I abandoned everyone else to do a hike to Sunset Rock. This could have been a full bike and hike video for the new series, but I thought about that afterwards, which is obviously not very helpful. My brain, it's not top shelf as brains go, you know, such is the look of the draw. It does love engines, trains, and going faster on tracks, so I'll take it. Sunset Rock is also very well worth the hike. Really nice trail, fantabulous viewpoint. It even has a little bonus area we nicknamed Tick Alley. I made a little song for said alley, but I won't sing it here, to preserve everyone's sanity and hearing. Polished off another great day with a barbecue in Thatcher's Barbecue and Grill. Sorry, Volts. Volts really wanted to go to a barbecue, but obviously got called away before we managed to get there, so next time. Day 6, our last day before heading towards home. Rafe abandoned us here. Broke everyone's heart. You know, didn't really have a truly good reason like Volt. Yeah, he wounded us all, and I don't know how long it's going to take for us to recover. I know Hatter cried for days. Anyway, once again I didn't record as I was enjoying spending time with my friends. We rode the bikes on roads suggested by Kalimoto to go to an old decommissioned dam, which was pretty cool to see. Allegedly you can do ghost tours here. I would absolutely love to walk around in there and see the place, ghost tour or not. Hales Bar Dam. You can also stay in these cool little cabins right on the water, right beside the dam. Important to note here that Toaster said she doesn't know would she call them cool. She said she might call them weird. So, you know, pick your favorite descriptor and stay there or don't. It's worth riding by to see it, but there isn't much else around here other than some good roads. So, you know, worth stopping by if you're in the area. We rode around some really tasty roads after this stop. Ones that I probably should have recorded, but anyway. Before riding along a road called the Scenic Highway, which is named correctly. We stopped at an overlook I had aimed for on the GPS and were not disappointed. Properly good sitting and thinking spot here. It's a good looking spot for your peepers. In fact, I don't think there's many things that this spot wouldn't be good for on a clear, windless day. Obviously on a very windy day it is quite a steep drop off, so maybe you wouldn't be as comfortable. I am very jealous of the people who had houses along here with daily access to this view. Although maybe they wouldn't appreciate it properly then. Or maybe they don't appreciate it properly. We can live in hope and, you know that we truly appreciated it. For dinner, we did go back to the Top of the Rock restaurant as the homeowner, Marty, wanted to once again seal himself in the history books as a great host by setting off fireworks so we could see where we were staying in relation to the restaurant, which is at the top of the rock, so it's quite high up. Thanks, Marty. Bloody cool experience all around. He did also let me ride 2 of his bikes, which I was afraid to wheelie as the KTM cost more than 2 of my V-Stroms combined, so yeah, I didn't chance it. But I did enjoy the hell out of spinning around on his lawn and meeting his dogs, who are absolutely magnificent. So thanks again, Marty. Day 7, unfortunately, myself and Toaster said goodbye here and hit the road. On the way home, we stopped into Cherokee to have lunch at the Front Porch Deli, which I highly recommend. It was recommended by someone in the visitor center, so he was correct. We then rode along the freshly reopened section of the Blue Ridge Parkway between Cherokee and Asheville, at least for a bit. Had dinner at Hillman's again, and stayed at the Wonderland Resort again. There is a full video of this day on the way, so I won't say too much else here about this. Just please give that video a watch if you're interested. It is going to be a full length just of that day trip. We did follow the same route on the way home through Ocoee and the Nantahala, as it was so beautiful the first time. The Nantahala was a little bit more of a challenge this time, however, as there was a giant traffic jam stuck behind a lorry or an 18-wheeler or tractor trailer for my American friends. It refused to pull over and did spoil that section a bit for us and about 40 other people. Really don't know why that truck driver didn't pull over. Buses pulled over for us before that, and the truck couldn't follow suit for some reason. Generally, that driver kind of sucked holding up that many people. But anyway, I've moved on. Day 8, we used a blend of interstate and back roads. Really only using interstate to outrun a giant storm. I generally avoid interstates if at all possible. I don't enjoy them on a bike. I don't enjoy them ever, actually. But overall, 1,300 plus miles over the week. So over 2,000 kilometers, 2,200 maybe kilometers over the week. I had an absolute blast. Toaster did incredibly well, and the Rebel 500 really proved itself to me. Really impressed with, it kept up with everything. Toaster was comfortable, which all of that obviously makes me very, very happy. Good to see her enjoying her new bike. Highly recommend Chattanooga and all its surrounds. Thanks to Hatter JBK for organising it all. Give him a follow here and on Instagram. He has a Discord server where he plans stuff like this. If you want to be involved in the future, just reach out to him and get in there. And you never know, maybe we'll meet in the future in person on one of these trips. Anywho, if you've watched, thank you very much for watching. As always, a very special thank you to all of my patrons. I really do appreciate all of your support. If you have any questions on anything in the video or any of the areas that you might have seen or I mentioned, just leave them in the comments. Or if you just like the video, please do leave a comment and a like. I enjoy speaking to you all, and it helps me keep going and making these videos. And yeah, that's it. Thanks again for watching. Adios. Outro crew. If you could pick one thing out of this video that really made you think, ooh, I need to go there on a bike, what was it? I'm interested. Let me know. Bye, Outro crew. And thanks, Outro crew.